Have you ever wondered what dark secrets an innocent-looking toy might hold? Today, we're diving into a tale where a simple gift turns into a conduit for unimaginable terror. A story that will make you think twice about bringing any old doll into your home. This is the chilling story of Asterisk, the doll Asterisk. Our story begins with Daniel and Anya, a young, successful couple moving into a beautiful new home in Bandung, Indonesia. Daniel is a construction company owner, and their new house is a symbol of their bright future together. As they settle in, Daniel heads to his latest project site in Jakarta. While walking near the site, he notices a strange lone tree standing amidst the construction. Half buried in the roots is an antique doll, its porcelain face eerie and unsettling. For reasons he can't quite explain, perhaps as a quirky gift for his wife, Daniel decides to dig it up and take it home. When Daniel presents the doll to Anya, her reaction is less than enthusiastic. Anya, a skilled doll maker herself, finds the antique doll creepy. Its vacant eyes and old-fashioned dress give her an unsettling feeling. Despite her reservations, she reluctantly agrees to keep it, placing it on a display shelf in their living room, hoping to forget about it. However, the doll, which they name Gia, has other plans. The first sign that something is terribly wrong comes subtly. The doll begins to move on its own. One moment, it's on the shelf, the next, it's sitting in a chair across the room. At first, Anya dismisses it, thinking Daniel is playing a prank on her. But the occurrences become more frequent and more bizarre. The television turns on and off by itself, blaring static at full volume in the dead of night. They hear the faint sound of a child's laughter echoing through the empty halls. The strange events quickly escalate from mischievous to menacing. One evening, as Anya is home alone, the doll appears at the top of the stairs. The lights flicker violently, and the front door slams shut, locking her inside. Terrified, she tries to call Daniel, but her phone is dead. A wave of intense cold washes over the house, and the laughter she heard before is now a sinister, mocking giggle that seems to come from every direction. The doll, Gia, is no longer just moving. It's orchestrating a campaign of terror. Anya becomes convinced that the doll is possessed, but Daniel remains a staunch skeptic. He blames her overactive imagination and the stress of moving into a new house. He argues that there must be a logical explanation for everything, like faulty wiring or drafts. His refusal to believe her drives a wedge between them, leaving Anya feeling isolated and terrified in her own home. Desperate for help, Anya confides in her neighbor. Nikon, after hearing Anya's frantic stories, Nikon reveals a horrifying local legend connected to the land Daniel's company is developing. The lone tree where Daniel found the doll was the site of a brutal tragedy years ago. A family, a mother, father, and their little girl named Yuchi was savagely murdered by robbers. Yuchi, who was clutching her favorite doll at the time of her death, was buried right there, near the tree. The doll Daniel brought home was Yuji's. The spirit haunting them isn't a random demon. It's the vengeful ghost of the murdered child latched onto her most beloved possession. Nikon warns Anya that the spirit is not just playing games. It's filled with rage and seeks something more. The paranormal activity in the house becomes increasingly violent. Objects are hurled across rooms with tremendous force, shattering against the walls. The couple hears blood-curdling screams and the terrifying sound of something heavy being dragged upstairs. One night, the spirit makes its presence undeniably clear. The word "you" is scrawled in what looks like blood on their bedroom mirror. The message is a direct accusation, a promise of retribution. Daniel, finally faced with irrefutable evidence that something supernatural is at play, can no longer deny the truth. The fear is palpable, and the couple realizes they are trapped in a nightmare with a ghost that wants to harm them. Seeking a solution, they contact a psychic named Laris. As soon as Laris enters the house, she is overwhelmed by the dark energy emanating from the doll. She confirms that the spirit of a young girl, Yuchi, is indeed attached to it. Lars explains that UC's spirit is not just randomly haunting them. It's seeking revenge against those responsible for her family's murder. The psychic performs a ritual to communicate with the spirit, and through a terrifying seance, UC's story comes to light. The robbers who killed her family were not strangers. They were employees from her father's company who believed he was hiding a large sum of money. The mastermind behind the horrific act was a man named Venus. The spirit reveals that Venus is still out there, and she will not rest until he pays for his crimes. The chilling part is that UC's spirit isn't just looking for Venus. It's targeting anyone connected to him, and it believes Daniel is somehow involved. The haunting now takes a deadly turn. The spirit of Yuchi begins to actively try to kill Daniel. He is nearly pushed down the stairs by an invisible force. While he's driving, the steering wheel is violently jerked from his hands, almost causing a fatal crash. The spirit's rage is focused entirely on him, and Anya is forced to watch in horror as the man she loves is relentlessly attacked. They realize the spirit mistakenly believes Daniel is connected to the murderers. The psychic Laris warns them that the only way to appease the spirit and save Daniel's life is to find the real killer, Venus, and bring him to justice. The race against time begins, with UC's vengeful spirit growing more powerful and more impatient with each passing hour. Driven by desperation, Daniel and Anya start their own investigation. They dig into the records of UC's father's old company, searching for any employee named Venus. Their search leads them to a shocking and terrifying discovery. Venus is not just some stranger. He is Daniel's boss and mentor, a man he has trusted and looked up to for years. The realization is sickening. The man who helped build Daniel's career is a cold-blooded murderer. Daniel now understands why UC's spirit has been targeting him. His construction company is a direct successor to the one owned by UC's father, and his close association with Venus has marked him in the eyes of the vengeful ghost. He has been unknowingly working for the monster who orchestrated the massacre. Armed with this horrifying truth, Daniel confronts Venus. He goes to Venus's office, but the confrontation quickly spirals out of control. Venus, realizing he's been exposed, attacks Daniel, determined to silence him permanently. As they fight, the spirit of Yuchi manifests in its most terrifying form yet. The office lights explode, windows shatter, and a supernatural storm rages inside the building. The doll, Gaia, appears, its eyes glowing with malevolent red light. Q's ghost, no longer bound to the doll, rises as a horrifying apparition, her face twisted in a mask of pure fury. She is here to claim her final victim. The spirit unleashes its full power on Venus. He is thrown around the room like a rag doll, slammed against walls and furniture by an unseen force. He screams in agony and terror as the ghost of the little girl he murdered exacts her brutal revenge. In a final gruesome act, the spirit forces Venus to ward a large shard of broken glass from a shattered window. He is impaled, and his reign of terror comes to a bloody, definitive end. As Venus takes his last breath, the chaotic energy in the room dissipates. The spirit of Yuchi, her quest for vengeance finally complete, finds a semblance of peace. The doll Gia falls to the floor, now just an empty, inanimate object. Its dark purpose has been served. With Venus dead and Yuzi's spirit at rest, the haunting ceases. The oppressive atmosphere in Daniel and Danielle's home lifts, replaced by a profound silence. The nightmare is finally over. Scarred but alive, the couple decides they can no longer live in the house that was the epicenter of their trauma. They pack their belongings, ready to leave the past behind and start anew, far away from the memories of the possessed doll and the vengeful spirit it housed. As they prepare to leave, they take the doll, Gia, and give it a proper, respectful burial, hoping to ensure that Yusi's spirit can finally rest in peace, her soul no longer bound to the earthly realm. The story of Asterisk, the doll Asterisk, serves as a grim reminder that some objects are not meant to be found, and that the echoes of a violent past can return to claim their due, turning a dream home into a living hell. What did you think of this chilling tale of supernatural revenge? If you found yourself looking over your shoulder, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more horror stories explained. Let us know in the comments which movie you want us to break down next. Thanks for watching, and try to have a peaceful night's sleep.